A lot of the time I might be looking at my artwork and going, well, there's something missing, but I don't know what it is. Now, right here in this case, there's a very obvious problem. There's no bevel. But aside from that, I see that like something doesn't look quite right. Something that you learn after a little while. The amount of detail in one area should be similar to the amount of detail on another area of the mesh. You can see right there I just added that and it looks a little bit better now. Before I added that, it just kind of has trouble blending in this cylindrical shape. And maybe we can add some more detail here. Kind of going like that. But the point that I'm trying to get at is you should spend as long as you need to spend on just one asset in order to get the highest quality you can on that asset, rather than just going to, rushing this into an environment as soon as it looks adequate. And so to demonstrate what I'm talking about when I say that, like this stair, for example, that I'm making, I'm going to focus just on one stair for a while, right? The idea is that this should be as detailed as I can make it. So now I'm going to select the top area and inset those. Looks like I need to, wrong thing. Looks like I need to scale that in. And then extrude down. There's still more detail that I can add to this. Firstly, of course, I can decide like how far down I want this to be. But also the outside, like this outside area, I could solidify this a little bit. So just solidify, and that's going in the wrong direction. Maybe scale it that way. And then maybe grab this and just change that back to the median point, and then just ESZ. And then that's going in the wrong direction. So now I have this. We're obviously missing a bevel. Sometimes some of the other settings can kind of mess with things. So for example, if I change that to 0, then you can see there's a little bit of a difference there. And also this, I sometimes like setting that to absolute. And so depending on the final look that you want, from there you can make other adjustments. My suggestion is to just not move on to something else until you're happy with how this one asset looks. And don't forget things like decals. For example, if I wanted to put something on the side of the stair here, then I would just put this like plane here and just snap it on. And then I would put whatever texture that I need to put here, making sure that I use an alpha that kind of works. So like a lot of the time what will happen if you just have a plane is that like it doesn't look right. It's just like this flat color that's like on the object. So you may want to use like a noise in the alpha. And then that way it will kind of look better because parts of it are going to be transparent. So it's going to be part of the object that's showing and part of the decal that's showing. If I actually connect the object there and then make it a little bit more contrasty. Maybe adjust the scale. There we go, I think. So you can see that makes a little bit of a difference. It's sometimes the corners you're going to want to have transparent. Maybe drag that in a little bit further. And so once you have the assets built, it's much easier to start setting up your environment rather than constantly having to go back to modeling and then setting up the environment and then back to modeling.